What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. With Halloween just a week away, I decided today we're going to talk about some things that are spooky, some things that are scary, and some things that say blah blah blah.
I don't say blah blah blah.
Anyway, I've got 10 games today on 10 different systems that I personally enjoy playing this time of the year because they put me in the mood for the trick-or-treating and the decorating and all the other goodness that comes around with Halloween. So, I hope you enjoy my list. Halloween. This movie adaptation for the Atari 2600 has you playing as a unnamed babysitter trying to rescue children from another unnamed knife-wielding maniac. This game is pretty gory for the time it was developed. When the babysitter encounters Michael, she gets her head cut off and blood starts spurting out of her neck. It's pretty hilarious. Also, when he encounters one of the children, he will stab them to death. It's pretty gnarly. But the point of this game is to grab the children and take them to safe houses, or you can find a knife and stab Michael. If you stab him twice, you beat the level. With each progressing level, he gets faster and faster. It's a pretty fun game, pretty gnarly graphics for its time, but it's, worth a couple minutes of your time. Monster in My Pocket. Giggity. In this Nintendo Entertainment System game, you play as either the vampire or the quote-unquote monster, i.e. Frankenstein's monster. And you are the last two of the good monsters out there. The bad monsters have tried to take over this house, and you must fight them. Due to a shrink ray mishap, you're all super tiny. So you battle your way through various locations, the upstairs of the house, the kitchen, a construction site, until you finally meet the Warlock at Monster Mountain, and you defeat him. This is a solid game, even for the Nintendo system. It is decent graphics, but the gameplay is super fun. Splatterhouse for the TurboGrafx 16. In this game, you play as Rick, a student who has been resurrected by the Terror Mask, and under its influence, you go rampaging through this West Mansion, destroying all types of weird enemies. Some are funny, some are just disgusting. Your end goal is to try to rescue your girlfriend who is stuck there. Now, I actually have a playthrough of this game on my channel if you would like to see it, but really you should take a stab, I'll let that one sink in, at playing this game yourself. I think you'll like it. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. In this game, you control either Zeke or Julie, and you are tasked with rescuing your neighbors from zombies, werewolves, mummies, and the likes of all other horror film genre creatures. Now you can have pickups throughout the games, chainsaws, squirt guns, weed whackers, all that fun stuff to help fight these enemies. This is a incredibly kooky game. It is more fun to watch than play in some parts. Let's not forget the giant baby boss, so frustrating. This game is hilarious, and it is a good throwback to old school horror films. Haunting, starring Poltergeist. This Sega Genesis classic features you playing a punk teenager who was killed due to a defective skateboard created by a company owned by Vito Sardini. You come back as Poltergeist, the ghost of the teenager, and your one job is to scare the crap out of the Sardini family and get them to leave their home. Now you do this with interacting with various objects around the home and having them come to life and scare the family members. The final boss is a chihuahua. That's all I'm going to say. Very funny game. Some of the animations are hilarious. Give this one a shot. I think you'll enjoy it. Castlevania, Aria of Sorrow. This is a side-scrolling platforming video game developed and published by Konami in 2003 for the Game Boy Advance. You take control of Soma Cruz, a student who is drawn into an eclipse and lands in Dracula's castle. After you realize you can absorb the attacks of certain monsters, you set out to confront Dracula in the Master's Chamber. If you love Symphony of the Night, and most people do, you will love this game. Trust me. Doom 64. This is a 1997 first-person shooter game developed and published by Midway Games for the Nintendo 64. Following the Doom Marine's success thwarting Hell in Doom and Doom 2, he is sent in one more time to investigate some mysterious signals coming from a mysterious satellite. Very mysterious. If you guys are fans of the Doom franchise, you might like this one. In my opinion, it's a bit too slow, but it is perfect for Halloween. You're in hell, you're battling demons. How much better can it get? Resident Evil. Now this is a survivor horror game developed and released by Capcom for the PlayStation in 1996. Players control Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine, members of the elite task force known as STARS, who must escape a mansion infested with zombies and other monsters. This game is more of a puzzle game with brief fight sequences. In fact, the less fighting you do, the better. I can't tell you how many times I've beaten this game, but each time I did, it was just as fun as the first. I suggest you play through it with the lights off, if you dare. Luigis Mansion. This is an action-adventure game developed and published by Nintendo for the GameCube. In this game, you play as Luigi looking for your brother Mario in a haunted mansion. Personally, if I was Luigi, I'd let him die, but whatever. With help from the scientist E-Gad and the Poltergeist 3000 vacuum cleaner, you defeat Ghost and help save Mario. Think Super Mario Bros. Meets the Ghostbusters. Like most Nintendo games, this one is more silly and entertaining than scary, but it's still worth a spooky laugh. Little Nightmares. This is a puzzle platform horror adventure game developed by Tarsier Studios and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment for Windows, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Stadia. Set in a mysterious world, Little Nightmares follows the journey of Six, a young, hungry girl who must escape the Maw, an iron vessel inhabited by monstrous, twisted beings. Little Nightmares takes place in a 2.5D world. The player traverses the world through various platformer elements, occasionally being blocked by puzzles that must be solved to proceed. The player is generally rendered helpless in their environment due to the lack of any combat abilities and must rely on stealth and the environment to hide from the various enemies. On a few occasions, the player is given tools that even the odds slightly and allow them to fight back. If you like puzzle games or dark-themed games, this game should be number one on your list. It's not the longest game, but you will spend hours trying to figure out how to proceed and get ready for a lot of deaths in the process. All right, so there you go. What'd you think? Did you pee your pants a little? I hope not. But anyway, that's my list. What would be your list? Please feel free to email me at retrobengaming@gmail.com and tell me what you would include or maybe take off my list. I'd love to hear it anyway. You guys have a safe week. Enjoy your time trick-or-treating with yourself or your kids. It doesn't matter. I'm not here to judge. But as always, keep on gaming.